Hello everyone and welcome to Bryceio Plays Minecraft. It's been a long time since I've been able to say that. For the past 2 or 3 years I've been uploading Smash Brothers 4 replays onto this channel because I have been unable to record Minecraft, which is what this channel was originally created for. But after 3 years and 3 days since my original Let's Play went up, I'm finally trying to get back in the game. Now, today, I want to introduce you all to a server I've been playing on for the past 2 years. It is called the Big Sister server, and it is currently running Vanilla Minecraft 1.12. It is a whitelisted server, however you can apply for whitelist, and I will leave a link to the forum thread down in the description below, where you can go through that process. It's very simple. Just a 6 or 7 question application. And if the staff think that you'd make a good fit in the server, then welcome aboard. Now, today, I'm going to show you around Spawnington and explain a few things about the server. First of all, Spawnington. Spawnington is the main town, and is the spawn town, as the name implies, for the server. One thing about the server is that we have a currency and shop system. Back in 1.6.4, which the server used to be on due to mod reasons, we used to use the Dolivers mod, which has been stuck in 1.6.4 for 3 years now. But we finally gave up on that and moved up to vanilla, so we'd be more available to the public. Now, our currency system is physical currency with villagers. Here you can exchange 8 experience points, or not experience points, but rather experience levels for 1 block of cheese, which is a sponge. Here you can exchange 4 emeralds for a sponge, vice versa, or 4 sponge for a lapis block, vice versa. Emeralds are the lowest form of currency, while lapis blocks are the highest, which are green cheese, cheese, and blue cheese respectively. We used to use a currency which would be kept to the player, such as that, which is what these deposit and withdrawals are for, but that would be an entire hassle for the staff to recreate, and a lot of redoing old things. So we decided to go with a villager system, which is honestly much better in the long run, and much more future-proof. Now, to spend your currency, you'll need a shop. Currently, the main shops are Spook Jams and the Spawnington Mall. Spook Jams is basically the McDonald's of the server. If you're somewhere without a Spook Jams, then who knows where you are. And the Spawnington Mall, which is currently being renovated to accommodate for the new villagers. Here we have a wood shop where you can exchange 2 emeralds for 64 of any log, 2 emeralds for any color of wool, and over here 2 emeralds for 64 blocks of clay, brick blocks, or any terracotta blocks, non-glazed. Here we have Mr. Mayor's house, which was originally used to buy the key to the city, but is currently non-functional due to it still using the old form of currency. Now, a key to the city, if you buy one, you can here you can learn about town creation if you ever do it on the server. If you buy one, you can have a town placed on the server map, which can be found online. I'm not going to give away where, but you can probably find it with a search. Anyways, which can view the entire server map, and you have an icon on the map showing where your town was and its name. Now, towns have many purposes, such as here at the Transit Hub, you can buy a teleporter so that you can travel from spawn to that town with ease and back. You could have a bank and shops at your town, and a couple other goodies which can be bought, well, which could be bought over here at the courthouse. Now in here is Under Spawnington, which is the Nether Spawn. It was originally just a blaze spawner, but due to several renovations over the past 3 years, 2 years that I've been on the server. This has really been the main project I've worked on. Not much has been done, but still nice. We have a blaze spawner where you can... That is noisy. I'll get out here real quick. You can spawn blazes. This will bring them down to 1 health, and then you can just punch them for experience and blaze rods. Up here is the Shop of Fortune, which, when stocked, which it's not currently, you can place 2 diamonds in to this dispenser. Stand here and you'll... Sorry, not 2 diamonds. 1 diamond into this dispenser. Stand here and you will get 2 random items. Some can be good, some can be literal dirt. Over here you can watch the blaze spawn. And if you're ever feeling generous, nether construction material is always accepted as donations. Enchanting Room there. Here we have our first encounter with Spook Jams. Pressing this button will heal you up and fill your hunger. And Spook Jams employee, who is currently away from his station, you can purchase food. You can purchase food from him for emeralds. Fairly good deals. If you have 6 bedrock, you can trade for bedrock. That's a great deal if you ask me. Down here is the villager trading post, which will be redone later. I need to get to that. Over here is a brewing room, which is just a room filled with I don't know how many brewing stands. There's a lot of them. And then over here we have a nice little farm area. Alright, that's about it for Underspawnington, except for shameless self-plug. The Bryceio's Nearly Anything shop, which currently only has 1 catalog, which has several items you can buy for quote-unquote cheap. This is just the common items one. There will be more books coming later with different catalogs. Over here's a large furnace room and viewing area. Oh, and down here, one thing I forgot. It's not even anything important, it's just something. Is the Overworld Nature Park. Just a smaller glass container. Alright, back to the overworld we go. And we're going to head over to the landfill next. Now, from this point on, spawn and underspawnington are really the main important things, as well as what I've explained so far. So, if you're not interested in a quick world tour, and you just wanted to know about the server, then I'd say this is about where you can stop. But if you're interested in seeing what the people on the server create, and some interesting things around the server, then just keep on watching. Alright, just gonna head over to... That's the class selection temple, which when it's finally repaired, you can choose classes, which will give you different status effects throughout your Minecraft experience. This is the landfill, where you can just... It's just a landfill, that's all there is to it. I don't know what that floating chest is. I don't remember that being there. Ooh, actually, there is one more important thing I forgot to show you. Right here. Is that a... Okay, this one's not going to summon things at me. If you have an item that you need to repair, you just need a lapis block, and you right-click this sign with the item in your hand. It tells me you don't have one. And it'll repair it fully for the cost of just 1 lapis block. And yes, mining lapis is allowed, so if you get a nice fortune pick, that's a good way to earn money. Now, another couple things at Spawnington. We have the, I believe it's called the Spawning Bird. Yes, the Spawning Bird. It's a nice blimp floating up above. Over here, we have the World Tree, which is we went to for the Nether portal. It's just a very tall tree. Now, since the server was at 1.6.4 for the longest time, a lot of terrain wasn't generated, so we have this, which will take you to a region which is 1.12 terrain, not territory, but terrain. Speaking of territory, one thing I should mention on town, You're pretty much allowed to build whatever, wherever, as long as you don't interfere with other people's stuff. What is that? That's interesting. I'm interested in that. I'm gonna have to... I need somewhere to jump off of. Maybe it'd help if I had my elytra on. Oh, it's just a minecart station. Okay. That's cool. Now on the server we have a quest system with dungeons. They are very combat orientated, so if you're not interested in that stuff, it's not that. But you go here, and the first dungeon is this crypt, which if you go into, it'll start your quest. It's very long, with 16 different chapters. And it all ends with a pit of 100 trials, which I would not recommend facing unless you are the most prepared. If you've ever played a Paper Mario game, you know the pain. Alright, this is the Transit Hub, which can teleport to other towns, as I mentioned earlier. We're going to take a quick look at my town, Pallet Town, which is very far away from spawn, but not as far as another town, the Promising Lands, which is the furthest town away from spawn at the current moment. Now we have, for starters, its main attraction is this area, which is just free build underneath the town. It's all my stuff down here right now, but any player is free to build down here as long as they're a resident of Pallet Town. The completely unfinished Pallet Town subway station. The formal mayor house. Let's go ahead and stop in on the current mayor, because I've had a interim mayor as I've been gone. How are things? They're good? Okay. Okay, and down here, this is our spook jams. As I mentioned, they are everywhere. Over here is some housing currently in development. There we have a barn with several animals. Several farms here. We have wheat, potatoes, sugarcane, carrots, and netherwort. Beetroot to happen soon. Some bunnies and llamas, or alpacas, or I don't remember what they're called. Kindly donated to Pallet Town by the owner of the server, Spook. Nothing to see in my nether. Nice floating island there. Memorial to the Gulliver mod, which is what we were using back in 1.6.4. And most towns have that button that'll teleport you back here. Or you can also use Warp Spawn, which I used at the beginning of the video to get here. Not too much around spawn. There are several buildings, but nothing of... I won't say nothing of note. There are some interesting things scattered here and there, but nothing that I feel like I want to show on here. So instead, let's head on over to the end. So you can see just how many towns are established across the server. Alright, here in the end, if you prove to Spook, the owner, that you killed a dragon, you can get some elytra instead of having to search for hours, which people are still doing though. This is the combat island of the end, where you can summon and fight the dragon. But then over here we have, this is a new island generated to the server when we updated to 1.12. Over here is the old island, which we had up until then, where a town is currently being built. I don't know about the progress of it. But that's the old spawn platform. Over there used to be an Enderman thing, but it didn't make the transport. Here we have some biome cubes, I believe they're called. And I believe this is the Ender Spook Jams, yes. Or not. I guess the teleporters haven't been updated for the new coordinates. Oh, and we're back at my place. So the Gulliver mod allowed players to change sizes anywhere between 1/8 and 8 times the size. So we're gonna head over to Glasgow, which is it's an old town. It's been around for I don't even know how long. So it's for players 8 times normal player size. Really, the only thing you can do with them now is use elytra to get around. As you can see, they are large houses. They're copy pasted, not built by hand, so not too much pain. Then we have the step on in and the shop. Oh, there's a Spook Jams there. I don't remember the sign for Spook Jams being there on the lawn, but I believe that's a bat port because smaller players should ride on bats to fly around. And now the town's counterpart. Well, not its real counterpart. It has a tiny town nearby, but the more popular small town is Micropolis, which we can get to via raining. I believe it's raining. No, that's not Micropolis. That's Monster Island, which is an interesting place. Micropolis, which is a tiny town. I have a nice house here. There's another Spook Jams. Unfortunately, this town has now become useless due to our update, so sad to see some things go. Just a memorial to the past. It's not nighttime, so I can't sleep. Alright. Well. Oh, frick. I say that a lot. Okay, why didn't that work? There we go. Let's head on over to this plain for a nice view of... Oh, geez. Never mind, let's not go to the plain. Let's go up to the world tree. Or we can just fly around. I can repair my elytra later. So this is a nice area outside of spawn. It's got a lot of structures. This is probably one of the most structure dense areas, is just around spawn, as it is with most servers. Then we have, I guess, a Thanksgiving turkey. Giant bed. Really, that's all I feel like is worth showing at the moment. Of course, I will do much more in-depth tours eventually, showing more of the player-related things as opposed to just the popular sites and shameless self-promotions. So for now, that's where I'm going to end it. I hope to see you all in the next video, or hanging out on the server. Peace!